Now the question is it actually working? Because OBS has decided to be a butthole today. Oh. Check. Hello, hopefully it's working. Hmm? Yeah, nobody's on. Didn't think so. Whatever. It's not what I call it, but that's okay. Just printing away here. Hello, hello. All right. Well, for the recording's purposes, I am printing out a waste chute for a P2S that is sitting in the back of my car right now. This is an H2C printing it, but I have a new printer sitting in the car. And I've literally had this printer for 1 month and already have a second one. The reason it's in the back of my car is because the delivery person delivered it to the wrong house somewhere else in my neighborhood, and I went driving around to find it. And the delivery company, which was a partner of UPS, basically told me, well, call them and call Best Buy and have them refund your money. We're just going to write it off. And I was like, heck with that, I'm going to go find this thing, because they sent a picture of where it was dropped off, and it had a pink door, which was pretty, or a mauve door, which was pretty distinct. So I just drove around the neighborhood for a while till I found the door, and sure enough, it was on the front porch. I did knock and tell them what I was doing. So I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. We don't have anybody watching right now, but I wanted to put that out there in case somebody watches this on the replay and doesn't want to just sit here and listen to nothing. Hey, hey, hey. I'm testing audio right now. Can you hear me? I hear something. Well, I hear the printer. I don't hear my voice. What's going on? Now the question is it actually working? Because OBS decided to be a butthole today. Hello, hello. Anybody there? I'm just trying to test my audio out. Let's see if that's going to work tonight. OBS is not behaving. Curious how long the delay is. Probably about 5 seconds. Probably about 5 seconds. You see that I have a third person watching. I'm not sure who it is, but welcome. Kind of trying to wait for some people to join, kind of explain what's going on. If you can hear my audio, please just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat, just so I know that it's working. I'd really appreciate it. Hello, hello, anybody there? Just testing out to see if OBS is actually going to work today. Just testing out to see if OBS is actually going to work today. Hey, it actually does. Out to see if OBS is actually going to work today. Hey, it actually does. I miss my friend Eric. He was the one that helped me last month on my very first stream to get it working. And unfortunately, he passed away about a week afterwards. So I'm winging it by myself today. Sure miss him. Hey, by the way, sorry about the messy plate. I've been printing kind of non-stop, and every once in a while I'll put another layer of glue down just because I don't want something to fail while I'm not around. And it's gotten a little messy, but it's definitely been holding really well, and I haven't had any problems, and it's not really coming out on the prints themselves unless I'm printing black, and that's easy enough to get off the print. So I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, somebody wondering if this is Elegoo PetG Space Gray. Once I run out of this, I'm moving to a Sunlu PetG High Speed Gray. That's a little darker than this and a lot less shiny. And I've just printed out one thing with it, and it came out really good. So I actually printed it in black, but it looked really good. Really, the profile worked really well. But I'm not saying I don't like this. This Elegoo PETG is actually, or PetG, however you want to say it, is really good. I just don't like shininess. It's not so bad on gray, but black, it looks, I just don't like it at all. It's just way too shiny for my taste. And I don't really buy matte. I actually haven't tried a strictly matte filament, but the high speed versions of these tend to be a little more matte and a lot less shiny. So it's kind of a compromise. And again, sorry for the dirty plate. I've been I've been printing a lot, and rather than cleaning it over the last day or so, I just added more glue stick just to be sure, because I've been kind of in and out, and I wanted to make sure things stuck because there have been some long prints overnight, and I didn't want to deal with any problems, so I just added more glue. And you'll see a little big spot there in the middle. That's something I'm gonna have to deal with at some point. It's kind of embedded into the build plate. That was a mistake on my part, using the wrong kind of glue. But it hasn't caused much of a problem because it's pretty flush with the rest of the texture. Well, this is not near as successful as last time. Last time I had like 600 and something views. Right now I've got 2 watching right now. It's kind of sad, but I'm gonna leave it running for a while. This is on my other channel, so maybe that's part of the problem. I do have twice as many subscribers on my regular Tech4Dads, but I wanted to move this over to the Plus because that's kind of what the purpose of this channel is to put stuff that's not necessarily strictly reviews, and kind of wanted to move some people over here as well, and maybe some people that are not really into the reviews but like to do stuff like this and concentrate on kind of side projects like 3D printing, and I do music and some other things like that, as you'll probably notice if you look through any of my videos. But yeah, so I've moved it over to this Tech4Dads Plus channel, and this is where I intend on doing these live streams. But if nobody watches over here, I may have to switch it back to my main channel because this is pathetic compared to the last one. This is only my second one, but the first one was quite successful unexpectedly, I must say. I was just testing and ended up going 5 hours talking to people. So right now, it's just me and it looks like 2 others. Feel free to say hello in the chat, and I will do my best answering any questions, or if you want to just talk about random stuff. Last time we talked about everything from 3D printing to tech back in the 80s. It was pretty fun. I really need to be making videos right now, but I said I was going to do this last week and had some issues, so I'm not skipping it this week. Can't do it 2 weeks in a row. That would be uncool of me to tell people that I was going to be here and then not. So here we are. I probably need to look at my demographics on this particular channel, because starting at 11 p.m. Hello. Oh, my son is looking in at me, making fun of me, so that's funny. But yeah, as I was saying, if most of my subscriber base is overseas, this is probably extremely late, or I should say very, very early in the morning. Live and learn. This print is like a 9-hour print, so I don't think it's going to be done until around 7 a.m. my time here in Central. Central, it's going to be daylight time tomorrow. So we actually spring forward an hour. So currently it's 11:30 p.m., but we're going to lose an hour. So this print's going to be going a while. And I'm a little concerned I didn't put enough support, because this is going to loop over and connect to those posts that are, you'll see at the bottom of the screen. So I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. It better. Try some of it here. Maybe this will work. $74. What is this? This is the wrong channel. Sorry, I'm trying to actually post this and get some more coverage here. Not enough people online. Let's see. All right. Let's pin this post. Oh, looks like I've got 4 people watching now. Hey. Feel free to say hello in the chat. All right, let's see. I posted it a few other places. Maybe somebody will join up now. Now, this is only my second time to do this. The first one I had about 600 people on, and I switched the channel to move it over to the Tech4Dad Plus channel, which has about half the amount of subscribers. So this may be just an experiment gone bad, but so far there's only been 3 or 4 people that have joined, but that's okay. I just this is all kind of new to me, and I didn't have anything specific to talk about. I just wanted to hang out and see if anybody was online. I'm gonna try to do this once a month and see what happens. So feel free to say hello in the chat if you'd like. Need to be doing some videos tonight, but I said I would do this, so I'm going to do this. At least I'm going to give it at least an hour. And if nobody wants to chat tonight, then that's cool. I will probably move over and work on something else if this doesn't take off here in a few. But I appreciate it. So in case you're wondering, I'm actually printing a waste chute. Imagine that. But I'm printing this on my H2C because I have a P2S sitting in the back of my car right now, and it's going to need one. That was kind of my little surprise. I've literally had this printer for about a month and already got the itch for another because I'm tired of waiting on multiple plate prints to print. So this would, in theory, fix that issue. But I felt like I wanted to get on here and just have another chat. This is my second time to try this out. Just wanted to see who was out there. I did switch channels from Tech4Dads to the Tech4Dads Plus as an experiment because this is really where these type of things should go. At least I thought so. But it only has about half the subscribers, and I'm not sure how much is actually getting out to the right people. I know there was several people that were wanting to see the next one, and so it's been about a month, and that's my plan, is to have them about once a month. And anyway, I was hoping to have the P2S online, but I got a big story about that and the trouble receiving that today, so I haven't had time to put it up. Keep seeing people pop in and out, and I'm guilty of that, jumping on somebody's live just to see what's up and then disappearing, so I understand. But if you happen to get on, say hello in the chat, please. Tell me where you're from, whatever. I think I talked to some people up north. Of course, everything's up north from where I'm at. I'm in Texas, so. I think I started about midnight last time, so maybe I'm a little early, which is a little odd. We're going to lose an hour tonight, so. And I'm just not quite sure where everybody's tuning in from. So if you're not in the United States, it might be a little early. I might have, or a little late for you guys. I'm going to try not to ramble, but if this is on a replay, if anybody watches the replay, if I even post it, then I didn't want there to be dead silence here. So if you're jumping on, just say hello. I'm just trying to test out. I'm still learning OBS, and it's been crashing on me a bunch this evening. And I'm just trying to make sure it's going to work for the future. This is, like I said, this is just the second time I've done one of these. The first one was quite successful for me. I was originally, this was about a month ago, I just had turned on the printer. I just gotten the printer. This is an H2C. And I was just testing the streaming capability. Of course, I'm not streaming from the printer. I actually have a camera on it because I think this is a better angle. And I had 600 people talk for 5 hours. Today is just the opposite. But if you happen to be online, just say hey in the chat. That'd be great. Appreciate it. This is going to be printing for quite some time. Keep getting, I'm watching right now. I got 2 people on, and it jumps from 2 to 3 to 4 and back down to 2. I don't have any chatters today. So if you're just joining, make sure to say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're from. I'm just trying to have another one of these live hangouts, which is the second one I've done. I see somebody joined just now. And I'd switched channels with this particular stream, so I'm trying to see if I've made a mistake by doing that. Don't have as many people watching as I did the first time. But once again, I just have a live video of me printing something on my H2C that I've had for about a month now. And I just recently, oops, I just saw him drop again. Dang it. I don't want to talk to nobody. So if you're just now joining, please say hello in the chat if you can hear me. I want to make sure my audio is working. I did a test with my other account and I could hear myself, so I think it's working. But this is man, nobody's staying around and I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'll read a book out loud or something. Nah, I don't want to do that. My son just came over and pointed at me and was laughing, so I guess I'm doing something right. Of course, he's 24 years old. Kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. I knew the first live hangout was too good to be true. I'm waiting for my first person to actually respond on chat. So I posted this on my personal Facebook page as well as my Tech4Dads channel. So I have a feeling some of the people that are popping on here and popping off are just not interested in this type of stuff, but happen to see it on my Facebook page and are just jumping in and then going, oh, cool, and jumping right back off. That wouldn't shock me, but at least you could say hi on the chat just for a second. So just check in on the chat if you get a chance. I'm curious as to who's watching and where, so I can kind of tune these chats to be at the right time for the right people. Well, let's say studio mode. What does that do? So if you happen to be online, give me a thumbs up or a hello or something in chat. I'm just trying to do some tests and I need somebody to respond to me just to make sure you can hear me. It would be nice to not be talking to a dead mic. That would be just wonderful. Let's see. Prime. Okay, I'm just trying to double check something real quick. Let's see. So anybody there, make sure and say hello in the chat. It'd be great to hear where you're from. You don't have to talk to me, but I would like to hear from people just to make sure it's working. I do see people popping on and then popping right off. So with people coming on and off, I can't quite tell if there's a problem or if there's just a lot of shy people, because I am really shy. This is way out of my comfort zone. But so if you happen to be on, just give me a little thumbs up or something in chat and let me know. I would really appreciate it. Just trying to get my bearings here, make sure things are working. Well, I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes. And if I don't get anybody on, I will probably drop and get some work done. I don't want to, though. I mean, I want to get some work done, but I also would really like it if some people would chat with me for a little bit, even if it's not long, or it's just saying hello. I just want to make sure I know I've said this 100 times, but there's nobody online. So I just want to make sure that I am streaming this correctly. And I'm beginning to think maybe I'm not, but I tested it through my phone and it seems to be coming through just fine. So I'm still getting used to this. I can't feel comfortable or confident about this unless I start doing this more often, I think. Right now, this is only my second time to do it, so I'm not confident at all with OBS. And it was locking up on me big time earlier where I had to physically force quit, start over. Plus, some of my I wanted to integrate multiple cameras, the camera on the printer itself, and then this one is mounted directly above it. I like this view a little bit better than, well, at least for the beginning of the prints. The video that comes directly out of the printer itself is a little bit skewed, or it's on a weird angle, and this one works a little bit better just top down. But my intention was to have them both working so I could split the screen or something. The problem was I can't get it to stream. And I ran against the deadline to get it started, so I just stopped. But every time I was trying to get it to work, I was actually getting OBS to lock up. And it's very odd the way you use the virtual camera on the Bambu Lab printers, where you're literally streaming from a file that it sends its pictures to through the old school FFmpeg app. And I've gotten it to work once in the past, but I don't know why I can't get it to work this time. I would like to use something other than OBS to do this with as well. I mean, OBS is fine. I'm not it's kind of clunky. Too much going on. I like Meld Studio myself, or personally, because it's just cleaner. And I find that Meld Studio, the output quality is better. A lot sharper than OBS. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I think Meld Studio works real well. But I can't get it to read from a file, so I can't stream from the onboard camera because it literally is saving to like an SPD file, and you have to stream from that SPD file. And this OBS will read it, but so that's why I'm using OBS and having trouble. But I'm kind of hoping to overcome that on the next one, but I don't have time right now to do that. I don't want to lock it up again while I'm trying to get this stream working. I see there's a few people online. Please say hello on the chat. I just would like to make sure that you can hear me. I would appreciate that a lot. You don't have to talk to me, but I'd just like to know that my voice is not going off in the ether. If you can hear me, just say hello. I would appreciate it. I think I've maxed out at a whole 5 people on this stream. The last one I did, or I should say the last one, it's the first one I ever did, I had about 20 on at a time, and I think I had 640 some odd people total, and a couple of them I probably talked to for 3 hours. Probably 3 hours straight. I think my last stream was about 5 hours long and lasted till 4 a.m., which is pretty funny. I did not expect that, as I was just kind of testing and having somebody to talk to. Or there's about 3 or 4 people that I talked to constantly on there, and it was great. I'm a little concerned that me switching over to this my secondary channel is might have some people thrown off because my last one was on my main channel. This is the channel that I want to use for this type of stuff. That's not um, reviews and strictly tech, just for random talking and kind of hanging out. This is a better channel for that, I think. But it has half the subscriber base, and I think a lot of subscribers are overseas, so this time of day is not good for that sort of audience, probably. So I'm kind of researching right now and doing these to kind of understand better what works and what doesn't work, and learning the software as well. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, this is actually a waste chute that I'm printing for a new printer that I have in the trunk of my car. This is an H2C I've had for about a month, and I have a P2S in the back of my car ready to install. And there's a story behind why it's in the car right now. And if I can get some people on here, a couple of people on here that are interested, I'll talk about that. But otherwise, I'll save it. So say hello if you happen to be online. I'd appreciate it. I kind of waiting for some extra people to get online before I kind of talk about what the interesting fun I had today. It's really not that big a deal. At the time, it was. Also, in case you're wondering, I'm actually shooting this not with the printer video camera. I'm shooting it with the Hollyland Lyra webcam, and I just have it like mounted directly above on a tripod, directly above the printer. And in case you're wondering, this is a H2C. I'm just printing with one color right now, but this is something I'm printing for a new printer that I've got sitting in the back of my car, a P2S. And it's sitting in the back of my car because I had some delivery issues today and had to go on a hunt. So I finally found it, but I didn't get it set up like I wanted. But I'm going to go ahead and print a few things here for it until I get it set up. And I might actually do that right after I finish this stream, unless it goes a long time. But I'm kind of wanting to get it installed. I don't like leaving it in the back of my car overnight. But it's been raining too, so that was another reason I did that. Please say hello in the chat if you get a chance. I just wanted to make sure people can hear me and I'm not just talking. I think it's working. It appears to be working. And you don't have to chat with me. I just want somebody to respond other than my test that I did with my cell phone. And I know this is not the most thrilling thing to watch, but I was going to talk about 3D printing a little bit, so I wanted to just have it stream. I know for me it's oddly satisfying to watch a print get made 2 millimeters or 0.2 millimeters at a time. So in case you're wondering, I am streaming a video of my H2C printing some accessories for a new printer I have coming, or actually have in the back of my car right now. And I will, hey, look, I got 7 online finally. Cool. Maybe I just needed to do this at midnight instead of at 11. This is, excuse the dirty plate. I've been printing a bunch and I put some glue on there and it's been on there for a little bit. But it works. Say hello. Make sure to say hello in the chat if you can. I'd like to make sure I'm can be heard for one thing, and then just kind of find out where people are tuning in from them. This is more of a test since it's my second time to actually do one of these, and it's the first time on this particular channel, so I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I have had some trouble with OBS when I got set up today, and I'm still not confident that everything works the way it should. It crashed on me several times, so please say hello in the chat or just thumbs up or something if you can hear me. I'd appreciate it. Anybody bored? Want to talk? I'm just waiting on. Well, I'm actually more or less testing at this time. There's not enough people online that want to speak to me today. This is the Hangout number 2, and the first one went really well. I had 600 people online, I think, and it was on my primary channel. This one, I moved it over here for the second one. The first one was about a month ago, and that might have been a mistake. I might have needed to keep this on the other channel. But you don't know until you try, right? Anybody that watches the replay of this is probably going to think, why does he keep repeating himself? And the reason for that is I'm talking to myself. And that might even be worse now that I think about it. But I just don't want there to be dead silence. So I'm talking. Hopefully somebody can hear me. And rather than type everything out, I actually have a mic on. And let's see. It shows that it's streaming. So I guess I will wait to get some verification there. Is that any better? Okay, now I've got my it was the mic on my laptop was on too. Now I'm just coming through my wireless. This might actually sound better. So when I see some people popping on, I'm going to continue to talk, but I may go silent here for a little bit until I see somebody come online. Let's see, how long is the delay here? Let's see, how long is the delay here? It's kind of. Yeah, probably 5 to 7 seconds. That's kind of long, if you ask me. Hey, be sure to check in whenever you join. I would like to make sure everybody can hear me. I'm going to let this go a few more minutes. See if we can't get a few people on here to discuss some things. Just have a chat tonight. I am just testing this out. Again, this is only my second time, and it's the first time on my companion channel. So I was hoping to have maybe some people that joined the first time on here, but maybe they're not seeing it because I moved the channel or moved it to a different channel. I completely understand. That might have been a mistake on my part. I did try to advertise that I was going to do that because this channel is the one that makes more sense, but we'll see. If this one doesn't pick up a little bit, I may actually switch and open to stream up on my other channel and see if that actually has any activity. That way I can tell if it's just because I switched channels or if it's because of just a slow night or that I'm boring people to death. It's kind of difficult to be interesting or have anything interesting to talk about when it's just you by yourself. If you have an interesting conversation when you're by yourself, that is a sign of something, I'm pretty sure. Not good. So where's everybody from tonight? I'm curious where people are checking in from. Got a lot of people that are coming in and out, but nobody wants to chat. Maybe it's they see a gray blob being printed and they're like, yeah, I haven't sunk to that level of boredom where that's something I want to watch. I'd rather watch paint dry. Instead, you can watch plastic melt and dry. How's that? That's got to be a little bit better. In case anybody's wondering, that is going to be kind of a bridge that goes across on a 45-degree angle up to the posts there you see at the bottom right. And I'm a little concerned I didn't put enough support. I'm using a predefined model. So if the supports don't work, I'm going to blame the person that created this model, not myself. I did change the trees to be strong instead of default, because I find that trees on default fail on me a lot. So this is going to be a test, because it's literally going to be covering a few inches there to get up to the post, or the main support that's down at the bottom, and that's going to be pretty tall. In case you're wondering, it's a chute for a P2S. And this is not a P2S, this is a H2C, but I have a P2S in the back of the car. And I hope nobody knows where I live. I need to get it out of there. It's been raining today, so I haven't done that. Plus, I had to track it down because UPS hired a company, and I'm going to say it. Their company was out of Atlanta, and their name is Rhodes. I think it's Rhodes. Is that right? I think it's Rhodes. And they could care less. They couldn't care less. That's the way I would meant to say, about how they handled their packages, or whether the fact that their drivers just left it at the wrong place. Their drivers don't answer their calls. They don't respond to the texts, even though they send you their message from their phone and say, contact me. And basically they told me, well, just take care of it yourself. Sorry. So I did. I got in the car and drove the neighborhood until I found a door that was the same color as the one in the picture that they had sent me. And so after quite some time, I was able to locate it. Not real close to my house, mind you. So that's why it's been sitting in the back of my car. And I actually had expected to include it on this stream today. That was my intention, but ran out of time. So it's still sitting back there. And then it started raining, so I've been putting off going out there and pulling it out of the back of the car and getting it set up. I also have to clean some room on my table over here, which I'm beginning to think I don't have room. It's going to be really tight. I may have to put my AMSs back on top of my printer, which I don't like. It's kind of nice not having anything on top and having that clear glass where I can put a camera up like I have right now. Anybody care to put something in the chat just so I can make sure you can hear me talking? Ugh. Nobody wants to chat today. I'm almost 100% sure that my voice is coming through. And even if it's not, I know the chat window's working. And nobody is responding to anything today, which is very odd. It must be I can't imagine my audience being completely different on this channel than my other one, because the last one, it was very active. So I know that a good portion of my subscriber base on this particular channel came from my concert videos that I used to post back in the day before I changed. So that's possible that, my subscriber base on this channel is not interested in 3D printing or tech, and more interested in music. And I'm happy to talk about music too. So this is more or less just a test on this particular channel. I'm trying to get everything moved over here for the purposes of things that are not review related. And I just figured to throw this up here and talk about my experiences today. But it would be nice to have a little interaction, but I can keep talking to myself, I guess. And if anybody's watching this on a replay, be sure and leave a message. Let me know when a better time would be if this is not a convenient time. I geared this more towards a late night weekend kind of thing. But I know that a lot of subscribers are overseas, not in the United States, so it might be kind of super late for you guys, and I can understand. But in case you're wondering what you're watching right now, is I'm printing something for a new printer that I have out in the car, a P2S. This is on a H2C, and I intend on hooking it up later. I meant to have it earlier today, but I had kind of a little, almost a disaster on my hands where the shipping company for Best Buy really hosed me, and I ended up having to go and drive around until I could find my package. And so I didn't get it set up in time. Now it's become a mission of mine. I am not going to disconnect until somebody says hello and tells me where they're tuning in from. So it's now a mission of mine to stick around here until somebody types something in the chat. That print looks a little weird right there, in that corner. Huh. I guess that's right. It just looks like it's crooked. Very odd. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that little bump is on the right part of the curve. Weird. So hello. Someone check in with me. Say hello or something in chat. I'd just like to see that the ability to communicate with me is there. You don't have to actually talk to me or anything. I just want to make sure it's working, and I need somebody to test for me. Sadly, the person that his name is Eric, was my really good friend who helped me get this set up the first time I did a stream, which was about a month ago, a little over a month ago. He helped me get into 3D printing and helped me test my live stream, which turned into a nice live stream last month. He actually passed away like a week later, semi unexpectedly, and I'm pretty sad. And this stream is kind of bittersweet in that regard. I'm thinking about him, and I would have him test it with me, but he's no longer here, and it's kind of sad. But anyway, I wanted to still have this live stream this month and test it out on this new channel and just make sure that I know what I'm doing. OBS is giving me trouble today and locking up, so I'm just assuming this is working. I did test through my cell phone, and it does look like you can hear my audio and whatnot. So I just would like somebody to verify that for me. Type something in the chat. Say hello. Let me know where you're from, or tell me to buzz off. So what's anybody doing anything tonight besides watching 3D printing? I need to get my new printer set up. I'd like to do that here shortly. I'm definitely going to get it out of the car before I go to bed, but I was hoping to get it set up. My intention was to set it up this afternoon, but that didn't work out. Let's see here. Trying to understand this little bump right over here is weird. Doesn't look symmetrical, and it drives me nuts when I see something that's not symmetrical. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Say hello if you're in. I'd like to see somebody say hello in chat just to make me feel like I'm being heard. That would be great. So be sure to check in if you don't mind. I just would like to make sure that people can hear me. And if you want to chat, that's great. I chat about anything. I'm extremely open to topics for sure. I just have this printer showing what's going on, just rather than showing my ugly face. I just thought that might be interesting to somebody. For some reason, I enjoy watching stuff print, but I can't be the only one. Now I'm beginning to wonder if I should switch over to my other channel. I could do that. I'm going to give this another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to switch over to the other channel, and I'm going to give it a few minutes. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to get back to work on something else. Probably getting this space cleaned out so I can bring in the other machine. I'm going to pause for a moment. I got to take a break. I'll be right back. see. So I'm back. Apologies for that. Let me get my mic put back on. So what's everybody doing? Anybody doing anything this evening besides watching plastic be melted? Figured this is something to watch rather than just watch my face here. I didn't think anybody wanted to see that. Be sure and say hello in the chat. I'd like to see where people are from and just kind of get my bearings here, because this is the first time I've done one on this particular channel. I've only done one other live, and that was on the main Tech4Dads channel, and it went really super well unexpectedly. I had like 600 people on there, and it was just to be a test. And this one is on my alternative channel, which I kind of intended for stuff like this. So curious to see if it's going to work out or not. It might be a completely different audience. So if you get a chance, say hello in the chat, just so I can make sure and see that people are actually hearing me and that it's working correctly. I appreciate it. Let's see. How about that? Well, that ring light sure looks bad behind me. That doesn't look that great either. Let's shrink it down some more. Anybody hear me? I'm kind of playing around with OBS. I've had a little bit of trouble today, and I haven't done this very often, so I'm trying out OBS, trying to make sure I'm getting my mic. Hey, Jimmy Boats. Thank you for replying. I've just been testing out this OBS stream and PBA. No, I have not. I have some PCTG that I just got that I haven't opened the package on yet. But that's probably the most exotic that I've tried. Other than ABS, that's not really exotic. But I've only been doing this for about a month, and I've got another PCTG. Yep, that's what I said. It's kind of like supposedly a mix of like somewhere in between a PETG and an ABS. Yeah, it's supposed to, I don't know a lot about it. I read a little something and thought I'd give it a shot, but I haven't. Here's a package of it right here. I kind of got a red. It's called Iron Red, but I don't know what I'm gonna use it for yet. It's supposed to be pretty strong and has a lot of the characters of like ABS. Yeah, like I said, I've only been doing this for about a month, and I've gone kind of crazy. I think we had an H2C that you're seeing right here printing this, and what I'm doing, just in case you were wondering what the heck I've got going on here, is one of those waste chutes, but I'm printing this for a P2S, which I just got today. It's still sitting in the back of my car. So I've been doing this for a month, and I've bought about 45 rolls of filament, and now I'm on my second printer. My intention was to actually have it set up for this live stream, but UPS and their delivery people gave me fits today. I literally had to drive around my neighborhood, my extended neighborhood, in order to find my package. Yeah, the PCTG wasn't cheap, but, and it's funny is when I was watching a video about it, it sounded great, and I said I'm going to try some of that, but I've since kind of forgotten all the things that there was said about it. I need to go back and see why it had excited me so much. I have some ASA here that I ordered recently, so I've got a couple of rolls of it that I'm going to be trying. And my latest is some Sunlu PETG high speed. And I just printed something in black with it today, and I'm actually really pleased with it. It's more of a matte finish. I had been using Elegoo PETG, and the black is just entirely too shiny for my taste. And this came out really nice. The print quality is really good, so I may be switching over to this for my PETG stuff. Yeah, I haven't had, well, I had the problem I had with Elegoo was spool. I've had a couple of spools of it, like about 3/4 of the way through, be tangled. But I haven't had too much trouble with the Elegoo. Matter of fact, I'm printing, that's what you're seeing right now. That's, I think, the space gray. But I do like this other better, for sure. So I'm probably going to be moving over to that. I would get the Bambu Labs HF version, but it's never in stock, so I haven't given that a shot yet. I don't want standard colors. I want some of the other colors, and I've been on a wait list forever, it seems. I have not used JO. I will give it a shot. I'm trying everything just to see how it works for me. I've been trying to dial in the profiles as well. And I kind of stepped into it yesterday when I was trying to do that. When I was running the calibrations and stuff, it gave me some figures, and I ran it, and it just came out awful. So I switched back, and so like for the Sunlu high speed PETG, I just used the Bambu Lab. That's what I ended up switching back to, is just the Bambu Lab profile, and it seems to be printing well. $7 is key. I think I got this this PETG high speed for, well, I bought them in 4-packs, so I got them for, I think I got 4 for $42, something like that. So it was basically $10 a spool. What kind of printer you shoot with, or you print with? Same? Yeah. Yeah, I've had good luck. Just ignore my my plate there. I was printing some things where I'd put some glue down, and then I decided to keep printing, and I never did clean it, and I've added some extra glue, and now it looks like crap, but it's certainly holding everything, and it's not getting on anything really. I mean, anything I print black, I have a little residue that I got to get rid of, which is no big deal, but I don't mind it being dirty. How you like the H2C? I replaced the left nozzle with a tungsten, and I think I'm just going to leave it with that one, and then I need to probably replace the other two, the 0.2 and the 0.6 on the right, with some more 0.4s. And the funny thing is, the reason I have this P2S in the well, the reason I bought it is I've been trying to find an AMS2, another AMS2, and had all kinds of trouble with everything being back ordered. And then I thought to myself, you know, I'll eventually get a second printer. I can get an AMS2 along with the combo. So I just went ahead and bought the printer. It's kind of crazy, but I got my second AMS anyway. So I've got the AMS2. Oh, so I'll have two AMS2s and an HT. And I really do like the HT. I'll probably end up with a second one of those as well. Well, smart. I need to get you to tell my wife that. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's being overblown a bit. Definitely seems like the filament seems to be good pricing on the alternatives. You know, not Bambu Labs, but I'm not one of those people that have to have the Bambu Labs, even because, you know, for now I think it's pretty much all Sunlu anyway. Whoa, hello. Been printing anything interesting recently? My hope is to use the H2C for the bigger parts, and then for the multicolor, and then at the same time when I have multiple plates, I'll be able to print like the smaller parts on the P2S. That's kind of that's what I'm telling myself anyway. We'll see if that actually happens. Yeah, as far as Elegoo, I have not had any trouble other than those tangles, and you know, I haven't had trouble, and I didn't really pay that much for it. Matter of fact, I think I what did I pay? I didn't pay that much, but I bought it in what did I do? I'm trying to remember how I bought that. I do think I've just bought them like one or two at a time. It's the Sunlu that I've been purchasing in the 4-packs for the most part. So Sunlu and Elegoo are the two that I mainly have. I do have quite a bit of the Bambu Lab silk. I've not printed any of the silk. I just have a bunch of spools of it. I've got some Creality ABS. And then, like I said, I've got this PCTG. It's from a company called 3D Fuel. Oh, this is the H2C. This is an H2C, and I'm actually printing a part for a P2S that I have sitting in the back of my car that I need to go get here in a few minutes and get set up. I meant to do that before this live stream. That was kind of my what I intended to do, is to show the new one, because the first time I did a live stream, I had just gotten the H2C, and I thought it was funny that my next my next live stream a month later, and I'd have a second printer. I've kind of got the bug, unfortunately. Or it might be fortunately. I'm a little concerned about this print because I used I'm using somebody else's print here, and it's just printing a chute, but that literally is going to have to bridge on a 45-degree angle over to that pole or post that's sticking up over on the bottom right. And I don't know if it has enough supports. I let it do its supports as it was set up, but I'm beginning to think I might have made a mistake. This may fail on us while you're watching. I wish there was a way to pause it in the middle and add something to the job. One of the things is I'm actually really I need to sit down, and I've got too many side hustles and projects going on that I haven't had a chance to really sit down and learn the tools yet as much as I'd like. I'm still trying to get my bearings on how to use Fusion, and I'm not doing all that well so far. I can kind of get my way through it, but I don't know how to make anything complex. Oh gosh. So I have been let's see, side hustles. So I was a musician for years. Kind of paid my way through college doing as a musician, and then I have done audio engineering. So this room is actually set up it was originally set up as a mix and mastering studio, and I changed it over to, well, I wouldn't say changed it over, but I've also expanded into the YouTube studio where I do all the videos and reviews. And then one of my more major side hustles has been is I've been for 20, how many years now? 23 years. I've been a sports photojournalist for like Getty and Associated Press and USA Today and some others, kind of freelance. So I've been shooting all the major sports in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and across the country, actually, but not as much, especially not since COVID. I've kind of really toned that down, but I used to be busy for about 4 nights or 4 days a week doing that, in addition to my day job, which is in information security. So still do the photography, but just not near as much as I did prior to COVID. And the audio stuff has been kind of disconnected for a little while. It's a hybrid studio, so it's got a bunch of analog equipment, and I had audio mixing boards and things like that I've pulled out of here just to make some room for other things. But yeah, tech in general, gadgets and tech have been always my thing. I'm glad somebody finally got on here and decided to chat a little bit. I had my original stream was on my other channel, and I decided this one, the companion channel, was the better place to have these live streams. And I thought it might have been a mistake because there was hardly anybody joined me. And I was just about to shut it down when you started talking, so I appreciate it. At least I know that my OBS is working and that I actually set it up correctly. Do you have anything printing at the moment? Either one of you? This print looks very odd right there in that spot. What kind of mount? I've been printing a lot of shelves and custom parts for the Scadis, from IKEA, the Scadis boards, that the kind of the mounting boards. And so I've got like all my little GoPros and all those, and some tools and Osmo cameras, all those type of little things. I've got them all mounted to the wall now instead of just piled up on my desk or in cases, and those stacked up against the wall. So in that regard, that was some of the first things that I printed, and it's actually helped out a lot. I actually have my spools on the wall too for the printer. Kind of been printing nonstop. I don't know, music stuff maybe. I've been trying to think of some stuff that I could print that would be worthwhile. Somebody actually sent me a guitar print, and I just don't think I can get myself to play a plastic guitar. So I've got all of that over here. I don't know if I can see, but I mean, I'm also a little scared to make mounts. I can make mounts for the guitars that are hanging on the wall like that, but I kind of trust the wooden ones that I currently have. Yeah, I'm just a little old school and I like wood guitars. I actually built a couple of those that I just showed you on the wall. Or I shouldn't say I built them. I retooled them from scratch. I started with the bass and basically replaced every part on them and redid the necks and things like that. All the electronics are new. That's what I did during COVID. Was I kind of got on a kick of making parts based guitars. That was kind of fun. But I tend to do stuff like that where get in a I'll go full force into something, and then after I've done it a little while, then I move on to something else. And I think currently it's printing these 3D stuff, so hopefully it lasts a little while after spending all the money. How much is that? The PA12 carbon fiber. I haven't priced some of the more unique filaments. Yeah, I hear that nylon is tough to print. That's all I need is to have that failing on me. I haven't even tried. I've got a TPU that I've purchased, and I still haven't. I needed to move my AMS off the top, and I printed a mount to do a manual feed for the TPU, and I've just yet to do it. I've got the mount and everything ready to go, but don't have anything I really want to print. Well, I do actually have a few things I'd like to print with TPU, but I just have one roll, and I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. That's not terrible. $40. It's not terrible. When it gets up to that price, though, I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. I don't want to waste it. Kind of the same thing with the TPU, even though the TPU is not expensive. I've been kind of trying to find the best practices of how to mount it and feed it correctly. I think I've got it all figured out, but I just haven't tried it yet. Yeah. I didn't buy an engineering plate. I almost bought an engineering plate, but I ended up buying one of those Super Tac Pro, whatever they call it. Is that what they call it? Something like that. Cool Tack, cool Super Tack Pro, something like that. I got that the other day, and it works well. I wanted something a little bit smoother, and it definitely looks better. Also, I have one of those vision encoder plates, and I got to be honest, I didn't notice anything. And from what I understand, that encoder plate is good after you've had the printer a while. Maybe it needs to be recalibrated, but I didn't mind maybe after I had 100 hours on it, and I didn't really notice any difference. So I'm hoping I didn't waste money on that. Probably did, though. So on that kind of filament, do you need to print it on the engineering plates, or is the normal PEI plates okay? I was just curious. Okay. It's one of those things where I need to find a few things that I really want instead of just something I want to experiment with uh, before I'll spend that kind of money on a filament. It's just like this PTCG. I got it, and I think it's a cool color, but I don't know what I want to use it for yet, and I don't want to waste it because it was like I said. I think I paid $34 for it for that one roll, something like that, and I want to learn Fusion so I'm able to create something customized that I that I feel like it's worthy of using that type of stuff. I've used ABS a bunch, and I really actually like using ABS, but I don't really have anything that really requires any of that stuff yet. Really, you can machine it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know near enough about it. My father was a machinist at Bell Helicopter, and he used to deal with lots of carbon fiber parts and things. And I think he would love this kind of stuff, but he's very up in age, and he doesn't really understand things the way he used to. He's kind of struggling a little bit, but I thought, gosh, I wish I would have bought this printer 10 years or a printer 10 years ago, because I think he would have really enjoyed it. I know a lot of what he was doing was CAD based and computer based, and so he probably would have been able to help me a lot on this kind of thing. I show him now, and I just kind of freaks him out. He's like, that's just too much. Yeah, that's why I originally didn't buy. I've been interested in this ever since they first, like the Maker or whatever, where some of those came out. I was very interested, but I was like, this is going to be a rabbit hole. I always go down rabbit holes on things, and I want to wait till the technology is better because I just don't have the time to be tinkering with it as much. And oh, what was it? Something happened. Oh, we were iced in here in Texas, and I just took the time while I was at iced in to start researching the heck out of all this stuff. And I had a couple of friends that were into 3D printing, but I've always just kind of avoided it. And I kind of went gung ho researching, and I ended up right after that ice storm. I went down and purchased the H2C. But like with everything, I kind of go nuts with it, and like read everything I possibly can read and learn as much as I possibly can as fast as I can. And since I have my YouTube channel, I justified it by saying it'll give me some more content to that other people would be interested in. And so that was my rationale that I told myself why it's a good time to do it now. And I set out to buy the P2S to begin with. and I ended up coming home with the H2C. So do you suggest Fusion as the CAD program of choice to try to learn? Yeah, I've been noticing a ton of different filaments. Just like the PTCG was interesting, and I also I bought the tungsten. I bought the tungsten nozzle because I wanted to print, like the carbon fiber stuff or anything that was, even the silk stuff. I was really wanting anything that had some like strange additives or abrasives. I was like, I'll just print it all off the left nozzle and just leave it in there. That's my intention. And I saw some stuff, some of the stuff that has wood filament in it just looked kind of neat. I know it's a lot of it's kind of gimmicky, but I wanted to try it out, and so that's why I bought that nozzle, and it's been working great. I just haven't run anything through it that really required it yet. SolidWorks, yeah, I've seen it. I just, and I'm pretty technical as far as like learning stuff, but if I get overly frustrated, and sometimes it's something simple that I just can't quite wrap my head around. And I know there's plenty of videos for everything, and I just need to sit down and force myself to go through it. But there's just some random little things that just drive me crazy that I can't figure out the way I want to. And I've just trying to put logos on things the other day, and trying to get it to go to be on the surface, but not be not extruding out. Or I wanted it flat with the surface, but I didn't want it painted. I wanted to be able to put it in this text. Anyway, it's just a lot of little random things like that where I've just struggled a little bit to try to figure out. And by the time I do figure it out, it's just like I'm not interested anymore, because trying to teach myself by just like fumbling around in the apps, it's a little frustrating. I need to take a course or a class, or instead of just like one-offing everything and just kind of learning how to muddle my way through something, which is what I typically do, and then I forget how to do it the next time. Yeah, I downloaded Fusion. I've been messing with it maybe for a week, and I actually was able to use it to do one. I was able to build one little tiny little functional part, for basically it's for my blinds in my bathroom. It's a little clip, so you can raise and lower the blinds, like kind of this. That the one that was on there had broken off, and so I had to measure it and everything, and it worked the first time. I couldn't believe I actually got it to clip on and fit and everything. Pretty much everything else I've printed has been something, a model from somebody else, and I've modified a couple of them, made them bigger, or put my logo on them, or something like that. But I really haven't designed anything from scratch, and I really would like to do that. I think there's a few things for sure I can do, especially like you said with musical equipment. I was thinking more like camera gear. There's so much stuff you could probably make with camera gear. The problem is everybody's already made them. There's tons and tons of companies making knockoffs of things, but every once in a while I come across something and I'm like, somebody needs to make something to solve this little problem. And it'd be nice to be able to just mock something up real quick. I think once I get my head around how Fusion works, I'll probably be pretty decent with it. It's not clicking yet. Yeah, I might do that. I really do want to get my head wrapped around it quicker, sooner than later. I think what's going to happen is there'll be something in particular that's important that I would like to get fixed, or create, and I'll figure that it's worth the effort and time to actually sit down and really learn this because I want to get it done. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take something to push me over the edge. So like I said, I've got so many things going on all the time that it's hard for me to sit down and spend more than a day on something. Blender, I've heard. I've not used it. I've not used it at all, and I didn't realize it was actually easier. So if that's the case, then I might actually look at that too. I thought Fusion was it seemed fairly intuitive, but then I don't know. It's always, interfaces always kind of mess with me until I get figure out what the person that designed it, the way what was in their head, why were they thinking the way they were about why this is laid out the way it is. I seem to have issues until then. Once I kind of get that figured out, then I do a lot better. I start learning quicker at that point. Maybe Blender would be better for me. Actually, I'm more of a functional kind of guy. I like it to be straightforward and make sense. It doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, well, maybe I won't do Blender. I probably will load it up just to see if it clicks with me real quick. You never know. It's kind of like video editing software. I I was a big Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere editor for a long time, and I decided everybody's using DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to learn DaVinci Resolve, and I swear that was the weirdest. I just forced myself to learn it, and there's just so much about it that I don't get, but I know how to do what I do, so. I just like something that's intuitive and something that's like somebody can say, oh, if there's plenty of, I haven't really gone in and said, searched for videos on how to do something specific. And I need somebody that explains it in a way of like, I watched something on Fusion the other day, but I was actually at my office and I wasn't paying attention the way I should have. And the guy actually explained it pretty well. It's like, you'll need to learn this, you'll need to learn that, kind of explain why the different things do what they do and why they were important to learn, versus this is how you make a box. Yeah, I think Fusion's pretty intuitive too. So I'll probably stick with that. I just need to set aside some time. It's amazing how much of a delay there is in my video. It's like 6 or 7 seconds. Have you tried streaming a video from your printer's camera? I did it one time before and I figured it out, and for some reason I can't get it to work this time. It's very convoluted the way they do that. So that's why I put this camera up on top. Plus I like this view. My intention was to have this view and the view from the other camera, the built-in camera. Yeah, I'm using OBS. I just can't get the the way that you have to link to the FFmpeg file, whatever. I link to it the way they say to do it and everything, but I just can't get I can't get any video to come through. And I was able to do it once before, and I don't know if I'm doing something different than I did before the last time. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So you're just saying stream it via like your Bambu Studio and then just capture the window? That's not a bad idea. Huh. I did not think of that. What a great idea. Because I actually would prefer to use something other than OBS. I use a program called Meld Studio, which is it's a little simpler than OBS. It runs a lot like OBS. One of the things I like about it is the quality of the output on the stream seems really sharp coming off the Meld Studio. Then it's a lot sharper than the OBS for whatever reason. Might be my imagination, but I think it looks better. And it's not quite as powerful, but it's cleaner. But it will not open up that. It will not stream a file. And when you try to do the media, what is it? Media capture, however it states to do it in the Bambu Studio. Meld will not do it that way. So I guess I could use the window capture like you're mentioning, even if I decided to use that. But OBS seems to be working fine now. I just was having all kinds of trouble with it earlier. It would literally lock up completely. I'd have to force quit. And I just installed whatever the latest version is. I just did an upgrade. That was probably my first mistake. Right before I went live. Yeah, I've gotten better with it just from messing around. At first, I was pretty confused. I don't use one of the things I haven't messed with too much is all the scenes and multi-cameras and transitions and that sort of thing. I just want to throw something up there, and this time I put my face on the screen. But I have so many, I do a lot of reviews of gadgets and stuff, and I have so many cameras you wouldn't believe it. And I thought it'd be fun to have. I probably could have 6 or 7 cameras and switch between them. It'd be kind of funny. Maybe someday. End up putting them back in the box. I need to sell them. I do, and I don't use it. Yep, I do have a Stream Deck. I have one of the original, the smaller one. And I told myself I would like the one with the knobs on it, but I don't use it. I just don't use it enough. It's kind of like same with my studio equipment for my audio. I have a hybrid studio, which is analog and digital, and I got to where I was like, oh, I'm an old school analog guy, so I bought all these controllers. These SSL controllers, what they are, and to make it more analog-like and control the Control Logic Pro. And I don't use those. I bought them. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just easier for me to use my mouse. Or I'm just as fast or faster with my mouse, and it's just one less thing to have to put in front of me. I'm waiting. Okay. Anti-gravity. I've heard of that. And I can't recall what it actually does. What? You got me. Now I gotta have to look that up because I totally know what that is, but I can't think of it. Give a folder that is safe, like something inside my documents. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up, but I'm not sure. I'm willing to try anything. Ah, okay. So it's an AI coding environment. Yeah, in my office we've been messing around with the Claude stuff, and I'm oddly enough I'm not a programmer, but I am in charge of our AI governance, and so all this kind of stuff I have to vet. And since we work in the financial industry, it's AI is scary, and so I have to do lots and lots of research on things and what they're capable of doing. And but I'm not an anti AI guy at all. I'm going to try that. I think I could. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Yeah, my what I've done with Stream Deck so far is I've used it for you know um, mainly just quick macros, launch this or complicated keystrokes, that sort of thing. But yeah, I know you can do a lot of that kind of stuff, just like you said with the camera angles. I just haven't messed with it. Huh. All right. I when I get a when I get some more time after I learn Fusion, I'll do that. It's funny though. I've got how many? Two. I think I have two more right now, or two or three more videos to make about webcams. Two of them are Insta360 webcams, the ones that have the pan tilt zooms on them and stuff. I've got to make those videos the next week or two. So I'm going to have a bunch of extra IP cams. Well, regular cams. I also have IP cams too for my security in my house. And then what was the other? I was trying out NDI based stuff, and they gave me too much trouble. I ended up sending that back. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of tests on those type of things. This camera I'm using right now is a Hollyland Lyra, and I actually really like this camera. It's what I make a lot of my videos with. The way I have everything hooked up right now is just my room is trash. I've moved everything around and I've got stuff stacked up everywhere. And to do this live stream, I had to move my laptop over here, put it on a, oh, you can just see here. It's a mess. And then I've got to try to make room for this other printer. Here it is, 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to lose an hour here in a second or in a few minutes. I probably should get to doing that here pretty quick. Hey, by the way, where are you logged in from? I'm in North Texas here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yep. Yep. We've got lots of developers that like to play around with Claude. And then, but yeah, we just put up. Well, I can't really talk about it. Just put it this way: we're trying to find out what people are using when they're not supposed to be using it, and just try to make a catalog of all the different tool sets and different AI utilities that people are using it, and then we're going to go back and we block a lot of that kind of stuff, but we're going to go back and find out use cases for them, and then start locking everything down. But I was shocked at how many different tools people are using that some of them I've never heard of. I think we had like 170 different kinds of AI that was being used. Yeah, and I'm in that business and I don't even understand it fully. So, a lot of what I'm doing is, it's funny you can use AI to research AI, which is kind of interesting. And, and I took a course on the Claude stuff, and what is it called? Can't even think of what it's called. But the whole environment there. How am I? It's late. Yeah, but I took a course from Anthropic, and it was interesting. Of course, most people were using Windows machines, and whenever I had issues trying to get my environment working correctly, the instructor was not very helpful getting my Mac working correctly. I ended up figuring it out myself, but I got behind in the training because I was jacking around trying to get my environment set up correctly. The DJI Roomba hack, no. No, I haven't heard of that. I don't have a Roomba. I have a Roborock that I just got that I really like. I've had several, and so far this Roborock version, I really love it. It's awesome. But yeah. So did it utilize like the app on the phone to do the interface to the? Wonder how that works. Oh my gosh. So it wasn't how he did it, it's what Claude did to help him figure it out. That's hysterical. Just start driving people's vacuum cleaners around their house. That's hysterical. Well, and some of those higher end ones have cameras on them too. That would be weird. You could hack into that, which I don't ever want one with a camera on the front of it, but driving around my house. I did think it'd be funny to chase the cat around with it, or not the cat, the dog. I don't have a cat. Yeah, you too. You too. I appreciate you chatting with me. It's you gave me a couple of ideas on what I need to look at, and that's a funny story too. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the weekend. All right. Well, I think I'm going to shut it down. We're going to lose an hour tonight, so it's 1:30, almost 1:30 my time, and I have some work I need to get done, and I'm going to lose an hour. So I appreciate everybody that's joined, and just even if you just lurked and hung out a little bit and watched me burn some plastic, I appreciate it. And I will have another one of these. My intention is to have one once a month, and this was an experiment on this particular channel. I have my main Tech4Dads channel that I had my original stream on, where I had a lot of success on the first one, but I decided I was going to move it over to here because this is more the appropriate channel to have this kind of off-topic kind of hangout. And I don't know how many people have, there's about half the amount of subscribers here, so I don't know how many people actually saw this stream. I tried to advertise it a bit, but anyway, it's a work in progress, and this is only my second time to do it. And I do appreciate everybody joining and chatting, and if you're still online, I appreciate you sticking with me. And I will talk to you guys later on. Have a good rest of the weekend. Talk to you later.